Hi friends, welcome to Top Scholar, the smart learning app. We are back again to help you prepare for your upcoming board exams better. And so we have compiled previous year question paper from the chapter Cell Biology and Biotechnology, Maharashtra Board 10th. So let's first find out the weightage given to this chapter. So here, as you can see, that we have segregated these questions into 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark and 5 marks question. If you can see that in 2019, we had one 1 mark question. In 2022, again, we had a question for 1 mark. In 21, we had 2 questions. In 22, we had 1 question, and in 23, we had 1 more question. So total, we have 6 questions of total 6 marks for you. Now, let's move on to 2 marks question. We have had 1 question in 2019, 1 in 21, 1 in 22 and 1 in 23. So, leaving 2020, we had 1 question every year of 2 marks in last 5 years. So, total we have 4 questions here carrying a total of 8 marks. Now, for 3 marks question, this is an increasing order. If you can see now, again, leaving 2020, we have had 1 question every year in last 5 years. So, total again we have 4 questions here and carrying 12 marks. Now, for 5 mark question, we have just 1 question in 2020, right? And that is going to get us 5 marks. So, if we look at the marks distribution in last 5 years, you can see that we have had at least 2 questions from this chapter every year, and except 2020, we have had 3 questions minimum, and the maximum questions from this chapter were asked in 2021. And if you can see the marks distribution also, you can see the maximum time questions of 2 marks are being asked from this chapter, and also 1 mark question every year, right? So, definitely from the exam point of view, this chapter is of very much important, and here today we will be discussing few of those questions. We will try to answer in detail some of the trick question, and let's see how we do with this chapter. So, now we have a question in 2019 which is a very short answer type question carrying 1 mark. Find out the correlation. What correlation? White revolution is increase in dairy production and green revolution is dash. So, we have the correlation between the white revolution and increase in dairy production. So, the white revolution was all about increase in dairy production. So, what is green revolution all about? Of course, increase in crop production. So, we will write here increase in crop production, right? Let's move on to 2019. It is a 2 marks question. It's a short answer type question. Read the following extract and answer the question that follows. Now, this is a paragraph given here. From this paragraph, you will have to answer 2 sub questions. So, let's first read the paragraph. A liberal view behind the concept of organ and body donation is that after death of our body should be useful to other needful persons so that their miserable life would become comfortable. Awareness about these concepts is increasing in our country and people are voluntarily donating their bodies. Life of many people can be saved by organ and body donation. Blinds can regain their vision. Life of many people can be rendered comfortable by donation of organs like the liver, kidney, heart valves, skin, etc. Similarly, the body can be made available for research in medical studies. Many government and social organizations are working towards increasing awareness about body donation. Now, from this paragraph, we have to answer these 2 questions. Question number A is, what is the liberal view behind the organ and body donation? So, here we have a liberal view behind the concept of organ and body donation is that after death, our body should be useful to other needful persons so that their miserable life would become comfortable. Here we have our first question's answer. Name any 4 organs that can be donated. Also can be found in this particular paragraph, like liver, kidney, heart valves, skin, etc. So, 2 questions can be answered straight just by reading this paragraph patiently. Now, let's move on to the next question from 2019 itself. Here, what is biotechnology? Explain any 2 commercial application of it. So, if the chapter's name itself has biotechnology in it, you definitely must know what biotechnology means and explain any 2 commercial applications of it. So, nowadays biotechnology has been used in many applications, industrial, commercial, as well as environmental. So, you can write any 2 commercial applications of it, right? It carries 3 marks. Now, let's move on to 2020. Here, we have one very short answer type question carrying 1 mark and one long answer question carrying 5 marks, right? 6 marks straight from these 2 questions. So, let's see the first question. Find the odd one out: drying, salting, cooking, soaking with sugar. So, here from this, which one is the odd one out? Just looking at it, you can say that cooking. Drying, salting, soaking with sugar is all preservation method, right? Cooking is not a preservation method. So, cooking is the odd one out. Now, is the second question, which is a long answer question, has 5 sub questions. So, again, this is like a 1 mark question all compiled together to get you 5 marks. Answer the following question. A. What is biotechnology? Again, like I said, the definition of biotechnology should be very thorough. And if you can see, this question is also repeated. So, might as well note that this is a very, very important question. Give one use of biotechnology. Again repeated. Give one commercial use of biotechnology. Again repeated. Write 2 bacterial examples of biofertilizer. Write 2 names of crop genetically developed. So, friends, if you can see that this entire topic, biotechnology, its uses, its application, its commercial application, its environmental application, and how it has been used in today's world. This particular topic is very, very important. You get so many questions from this particular topic, right? Now, let's move on to 2021, the next year. Here we have a MCQ type question carrying 1 mark. Genetically modified dash crops can destroy bollworms. So, this bollworms should click a picture in your head, that is cotton. Okay, cotton ball. Okay, so cotton is a plant which is mostly attacked by bollworms. So, that is the reason why genetically modified crops of cotton are produced, so that it can destroy bollworms. So, the options given are BT brinjal, golden rice, C BT cotton, or D corn. So, obviously the option is BT cotton. Now, let's move on to the next question, which is also an MCQ type question asked in the year 2021. Dash disease is related to the synthesis of insulin. Again, this should click a picture in your mind: insulin, diabetes. Okay, so options here are A, cancer, B, diabetes, C, viral infection, and D, dwarfism. Obviously, the correct answer is diabetes. Now, let's move on to the next question. Again, in 2021, complete the picture. Here, the question is of 2 marks. And what do we have here? There is a box here which says donatable human organs 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, if you remember, we had discussed which are the donatable human organs in that entire big paragraph. It had all the answers in it. So, again, this is also a repetitive question. So, might as well focus on this as well. So, this is the entire reason why we do this previous year question paper, so that we can compile all the questions asked from this particular chapter in last 5 years, and you can actually note which are the repetitive question and from which topic they have been asked. Okay, so you can focus on that topic better. Now, again in 2021, we have another question which is of 3 marks. Which precautions will you take during the spraying of pesticides? So, pesticides, you know, are harmful for skin and eyes. So, obviously, while spraying pesticides, you need to keep in mind a certain precautions so that you can protect yourself as well as your surroundings, right? So, you will need to know which are the different types of precautions that can save you from the harmful effect of chemical pesticides. Now, let's move on to the year 2022. Okay, so here again we have the first question, which is an MCQ type question. Organs like dash can be donated after death. Options are A, skin, B, heart, C, lungs, or D, bones. So here many organs can be donated after death. So here we can say that heart and lungs, they can be donated after death in 24 hours. So any of these two answers you can write. It's both correct answers. Now, next question is a short answer question of 2 marks. Define genetically modified crops and give 2 examples, right? So, why genetically modified crops are generated or made in the first place? It's to tackle a lot of problems with their growth or their yield, or to tackle some of the problems with different diseases which attacks them, or some other insects which are most prevalent in those fields, which can harm the overall yield of the crops. So, these are the different types of reasons why genetically modified crops are produced. Now, you have to define what genetically modified crops are and then give 2 examples. In previous questions also, we have seen that there were a lot many examples, BT cotton for example, BT brinjal, etc., etc., right? So, you can give any 2 example and also define what genetically modified crops are and why they are produced. Now, let's move on to the next question. Here we have a diagram. Okay, so from this diagram, what do you see? That the diagram itself should tell you a story first, and then we can move on to the 3 sub question, each carrying 1 mark. So, total 3 marks question this is. First question, which process is shown in the given diagram? So, from this diagram, what do you see? This is a type of cell which can replicate to form many cells. It can be used in treatment of different other organs, and it can produce a lot of different types of cells. So, this is a stem cell, right? So, this stem cells has the capacity to regenerate different types of cells in our body, right? So, this is a process of stem cell uses. What is the importance of this process and which organs can be transplanted by this process? So, again, this is a very important question related to our stem cell use and how we have been employing it and how it can save life. We will also discuss this in detail in our subsequent slide. Okay. Now, next question is from last year, 2023. First question is a very short answer question carrying 1 mark. Write the correct correlation. Again, it is a correlation based question. Insulin, diabetes, interferon. What is it? It is for viral infection. Right? That's it. This is the correlation. Gets you 1 mark. Now, here again we have write the correct answer in the blank circles. So, here we have uses of stem cells. In the previous question also, it needed you to answer the uses of stem cells. So, these boxes need to be filled by the same type of options, right? So, if you are able to answer the previous question, you will be able to answer this question as well. So, again, mark this as an important topic because stem cells question is being repeated. It gives you 2 marks here and a lot many marks in the previous question, right? Now, here another question where you have to complete the boxes by looking at the diagrams here. So, complete the diagram showing various process in the tissue culture. So, it is given here, it is a tissue culture process. Now, here you can see this is a source plant. From here, what is it that is being extracted, then what is the process, then what happens, then what happens. So, these are the process that we can identify and what are the different stages, right? So, this is a tissue culture process. We will again try to solve it in a subsequent slide because it is a tricky question. Now, let's see. here there is this question from 2020 of 5 marks. Answer the following question. Like we said, this is a very important question which has been repeated in different other question, every part of it. So these 5 questions will answer a lot of your previously asked questions and these frequently asked questions from this topic. So we will solve this particular question. The first question is, what is biotechnology? So you need to know the definition of biotechnology. Give one use of biotechnology. Give one commercial use of biotechnology. Write 2 bacterial examples of biofertilizer. Write 2 names of crops genetically developed. So let's see the solution for it. So what is biotechnology? Biotechnology is the technology of using living organisms to create different commercially important products with the help of biological techniques. Okay, so this is the definition of biotechnology. Now, next question, what is biotechnology is used for? It is used to produce antibiotic vaccines with the help of specific cells. So this is one commercial application of biotechnology. Now next is, biotechnology is used to produce hybrid seeds with improved characteristics. Genetically modified organisms, GMO, are also a product of biotechnology, right? So here we can see that after our definition, we have different uses of biotechnology listed as well. Now, what are the examples of biofertilizer? That are nostoc, anabina, rhizobium, azobacter, and plants like azolla. So these are all organisms which are used as biofertilizers. Now, examples are BT cotton, golden rice, BT brinjals. These are all genetically modified crops developed using biotechnology, right? So these 5 questions, if you know it thoroughly, you can answer a lot of other questions which has been asked previously. We have seen these questions being repeated many times. So this list will help you remember some of the important points about this topic. Now, we come to this particular question. We parked it earlier and now we will be discussing it. So this is, what process is this? Which process is shown in this given diagram? What is the importance of this process and which organs can be transplanted by this process? Again, this question was also repeated in the next year. So we have to keep a note of this particular topic as well. So first of all, what is this process shown in the diagram? We will answer that. What is the importance and which are the organs that can be transplanted using this process? So let's see the solution. This is a stem cell. It can replicate themselves and it can be transformed into other types of cells as well, right? So let's answer the first question. It is a stem cell therapy is shown in the given image, right? Now the next question is, what is the importance of stem cell therapy? Stem cells can regenerate and repair damaged tissues. And what else? Stem cell therapy is used to replace dead cells in conditions like diabetes, myocardial infarction, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, etc. Also used to produce blood cells required in conditions like anemia, thalassemia, leukemia, etc. It is used in organ transplantation as well. Now, the question C, in case of failure of organs like kidney, liver, these can be produced using stem cells and transplanted. So, this stem cell therapy is of utmost importance in our medical industry because of these particular reasons. Okay. Now, let's move on to this question. Complete the diagram showing various processes in tissue culture. This is of 3 marks. So we will have to complete these boxes, right? So let's see the solution. Obviously, in the question itself, it was mentioned that this is a process of tissue culture. So we will write it in the center. Now, what is this? This is the source plant from which we take the bulb corm of source plant. So we provide primary treatment upon which the reproduction multiplication, we inoculate it into the tissue culture medium. The reproduction multiplication takes place in there. Then after that, what happens? Steps in tissue culture, shooting and rooting. Shoots and roots are developed, the primary shoots and roots. Then we let them have primary hardening. After that, it is given as secondary hardening, and then it is planted in the field and it gets the shape and size of the original source plant, right? So this is the entire process of tissue culture. So I hope these questions actually helped you understand which are the important topics, which ones to focus, which are the repetitive questions, so that you can prepare better for your exams. Thank you and all the best.